Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. AN's founder, Dr. Jitin Chadda, and esteemed mentor, and most importantly, our batch of incredible incoming learners. So, I, Prashrita Prakash from AND Academy Student Assistants, warmly welcome you all to today's orientation program for the July 2024 batch, and also to AND Academy, a place where dreams are nurtured and skills are owned and designs careers are transformed. We are delighted to see you all today. So many of you from so many different education backgrounds, work experiences, and also life experiences have gathered together in one place. So, and that is because all of you have placed your trust in an academy to upskill yourself in exciting field of design. We thank you for your faith and want you to know that we do not take it for granted at all. That is why, and we have worked tirelessly to recreate all the elements of studio-based design training in online environment. That is why we trained you through live interactive classes led by industry practitioners and design veterans. That is why, through the duration of your course, you will learn by working on several projects and receive feedback from both of your mentors and your peers as you build your skills and your portfolios to take you places in the world of design. And that is why, over the coming days, weeks, and months, we will work with you and strive with you, module by module, project by project, and term by term to facilitate and catalyze the design career transformation that you seek. In program, today's orientation program is divided into two sessions. In the first session, you will hear from AND's key leaders and meet the AND community virtually. And in the second session, it will be facilitated by the academic team and joined by the Career Service Division, student assistants, and IT team. You will receive an orientation to academics at an academy, which will set you up to hit the ground running when formal classes start next week. So to get things underway, I would like to invite Dr. Jitin Chadda, founder and CEO of An Academy, to share a few words with all of you. Jitin sir is an education entrepreneur with nearly 2 decades of experience in higher education. And he's also the founder and director of Indian Institute of Art and Design, IIAD, one of the India's leading design schools based in New Delhi. Dr. Chatta holds a PhD in finance from Delhi University, a master's in economics and finance from Warwick University, UK, and an executive education in entrepreneurship from Stanford University Graduate School of Business. So, may I request you to say a few words, sir?
Right, right. Thank you for the generous introduction. I hope I'm audible to all of you.
Yes, Jitin.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Firstly, wish you all a very good evening, and I am really pleased and excited to welcome our cohort 7 to the orientation program. I'm also very pleased to welcome the faculty, staff, and mentors of AND Academy to the orientation program, July 2024. You are cohort 7, which basically means there have been 6 other cohorts before you. I have a short presentation, which will hopefully keep you more engaged than just listening to me. I hope the presentation is visible to all of you.
Yes, Jitin.
Perfect. We truly believe in what the quote says there. Design adds value faster than it adds cost. I have personally witnessed a journey of 10 years being in design education to see that the value of what design adds to business has been increasing each and every year for the last many years. Of course, we are true believers of this. As you're today commencing your journey on a design program, perhaps it's befitting to start with the state of the design industry today. you're all aware there's been rapid digitization, particularly in the last decade, and in particularly post-COVID. Uh, that has created a tremendous demand for design graduates, and the supply hasn't really kept up with the demand over the years. Here are some stats which really talk about from leading publications about the demand for designers versus supply of quality designers. But what I found the most interesting was a Hindu article, which said that India currently produces one design graduate for every 1,000 engineering graduates. I think we could certainly move towards 10 or 100 over a period of time. Uh, the design industry itself has been growing at a pretty steady pace, better than a lot of other industries in the last few years. And design, by the nature of its qualification, really is a skill-based discipline. Unlike whether you enroll for a BCom course or a humanities or English or history or philosophy course, it's very difficult to showcase your skill set in a lot of disciplines. But in design, as it's skill-based, you're able to showcase your skill set through a portfolio. A portfolio represents your opportunity to showcase all your skill sets. And that is something a recruiter, your current employee, or even as a freelancer, they have the opportunity to see and actually visually see what skill you bring to the table. So I do believe, partly, it holds true that uh, at least in the field of design, portfolios are, if not equally, but more important than degrees. I'm not saying the degrees are not important, but degree without a good portfolio is actually not very useful. A great portfolio without a degree can be quite useful. We are today in 2024. We have gone through a pandemic where we were all forced to stay home for 2 years. The world has changed a lot. The pandemic has come and gone, COVID has come and gone, but how we live, work, play, there are long-lasting structural changes that have happened. They were in the making. COVID only accelerated the process. Some of the key differentiators are, and as you compare perhaps to your own parents, is that probably in your parents' generation, what you graduated with is what you did for the rest of your life. I think things have changed. Your graduation degree need not dictate the entire course of your career trajectory of your life. You can be flexible. You can change. You can adapt with times. You can switch careers, switch roles. Those opportunities are more welcome today than ever before. Second biggest change really is that I think it's a well-established fact now that lifelong learning is here to stay, which goes back to the previous point. Just because you've done a qualification when you were 18, 20, 22, that will probably not hold you good for the next decade of your career or 2 decades of your career. The world's changing at a rapid pace. You need to continue to upskill and reskill yourself, not just to grow, but even just to literally stay relevant in today's world. It's important that you continue to learn and develop, hone the skill you already have, or develop new skills. And second really important change that we have seen is that recruiters today and industry and generally even as a freelance or as an entrepreneur, I think we need to offer multi-dimensional skill sets. Just being good at one thing is not enough anymore. You have to be good at one thing, perhaps more than one, or have a strong appreciation for the other to really succeed in today's environment. Companies, recruiters are really looking for people who can be more than just one thing. You could be a marketeer and a graphic designer, an engineer and a UX designer, or a civil engineer and interior designer. You could come up with complementary skill sets, which will add value to what you already know and complement them with new learning possibilities. Of course, in our context, it is design. And that's where And Academy comes in. And Academy was founded to cater to the design industry's current needs with 21st century learning and career requirements in mind. Our vision is to make design education accessible, affordable, and industry relevant to enable successful career transformation. So I'll take a minute and detour really why And came about. As you've seen in my introduction that I had established the Indian Institute of Art and Design We started the institute in 2014. Our first cohort came in 2015. We are a decade old now. It's been a tremendous journey. It's been a very enriching journey for us, and we do believe IIDs, within the top 10 private design schools now in the country in just a very short period of time. We have been able to make somewhat of an impact in lives and careers of the couple of hundred students we take in every year. On a scale at the India level, our impact is not really been a drop in the ocean. We acknowledge that creating a campus-based degree program, which is 4 years long, is time consuming. You have to be 18 years old, and it is expensive. A 4-year program costs upwards of 20 lakh rupees at IID. We've been always desires to take the best of what we have from a good, solid design school, but how do we make that education accessible and affordable to a much larger audience? I had no idea how to do it. We never even thought about doing it till COVID happened. And we were forced to teach at IID to our undergraduate students online. We never really thought design could be taught online, or even thought about it, because it's studio and practice-based learning. But when you're forced to do something, you figure it out. We taught online for 2 years, 6-7 hours a day, 5-6 days a week. And that experiment and trial and error made us realize that we can deliver design education online and nearly at good as a quality and interaction. And that's really where the idea of AND was born. And there we could believe that there's a possibility that we were able to give access to a much wider audience while not reducing the quality of our learning. One thing at AND we are very conscious of is you get the best faculty and best mentors available in the country. The only way we could achieve scale and access was through online delivery, where you're not geography restricted. I was just looking at the chat comments before we started the session where you were asked to put in what course you're doing, what's your name, and what city or part of country you're from. And I could see 40, 50 various different cities, and I just started to scroll down. It's really so heartening to see that we have been able to achieve access. A lot of you, the reason you enrolled with us is because you are sitting wherever you are, and that access is there at your own home in your own city. You don't have to go to Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, and enroll into a physical college. I think the second most important thing about access is, why should good quality design upskilling education only be restricted to full-time, 18 or 21-year-old students? You should be able to learn and upskill yourself at any point in time in your life. And that's where majority of our courses, barring one, are all part-time. Your classes start post 7 p.m., which gives you the opportunity to continue to work while you learn, or study while you learn. You're perhaps doing another degree, or you're in college, or you have probably other commitments in the day. Timing of enrolling in a course and access to the course shouldn't come in the way of you to be able to do what you're really passionate about, learn a new skill. And the second aspect really which we were trying to solve for IID was the concept of affordability. We very well understand that a 4-year undergraduate program with a physical campus in a big city is expensive to run, and the fees are expensive. And online enables us to reduce that cost. And, we brought down the cost of the courses, but more importantly, access. Our courses are stackable in nature. You're probably aware of that. Some of you have enrolled in a certificate program, which is our shortest program for approximately 4 months. Some of you are in the diploma program, and a lot of you are in the PG diploma program. You had the choice to commit to the fee that you wanted to pay and the time that you're willing to commit. There is a commitment starting from 4 months all the way to up to 12 months. And it gives you a flexibility. Today, perhaps you don't have the time or the funding to do a full PG diploma. You can always start with a certificate, learn something you found value in it, go back, work, practice, come back to us at any point in time, stack it up with a diploma, come back again and stack it up with a PG qualification. I think this is one of the most unique features and offers amongst all the offerings in the country. And of course, affordability is another problem to solve by keeping the fee affordable, but more importantly, within the fee structure, working with finance companies to give you easy EMI installments to make the access even more affordable to the widest possible audience we can. All this without compromising on the quality of delivery, right? Just because you can make the course more affordable, accessible, doesn't mean that the quality of delivery needs to be compromised. As I mentioned earlier, we were very cognizant of it when we were creating And Academy. And I think we have somewhere exceeded our own expectations of how we could deliver, with who we could deliver online. The curriculum has been designed by mentors and experts who are from industry and practitioners. I think one of the best parts of And Academy, which is even today a challenge for IID, is to get industry practitioners to come and teach, right? You'll hear Shiva later on. He's been part of the UX course curriculum design. He's been a practicing designer all his life. He's based out of Bangalore. So our mentors can be based from anywhere in the country, and we have mentors from across the country. And the fact that they are able to teach in and perhaps not even IID is because we are asking them to open their laptops and teach from wherever they are. More importantly, we are asking them to conduct classes in the evenings. While they're working in the day, it gives them the opportunity to teach while they are also available. And I think And is an amazing example of industry academia collaboration. And the method of our teaching helps us achieve that better than any physical college can achieve, while keeping in mind the basic approach that we have applied to design education in IID, that is project-based learning, right? It is practical, it is interesting, it is immersive and interactive. I'm sure probably a lot of you might have got references from our previous learners. Many people are highly skeptical that how can an online course be a two-way interactive program? I think it's difficult to explain. You will experience it firsthand very soon, from next week onwards. But we're also very cognizant to make sure that the learning trajectory is based on creating a portfolio as you go through the course. And by the end of the course, you have a good portfolio, which is able to showcase your skill set to your prospective employer, your freelance opportunities, your entrepreneurship, to whoever. So basically, this is a little bit about And, where we come from, what we believe in, and how we are here to support your learning journey. I can tell you that you are privileged to have the quality of the mentors that you have and that we've been able to curate over the last 2 years from across the country. They are very dedicated in committing to your success. And all of us will put in really our best efforts to ensure that you have a seamless and an engaging learning outcome. You enjoy the journey. I'm sure all of you have enrolled in design out of passion for the subject, and nobody's forced you to. And the fact that many of you have enrolled in while you're working and other responsibilities, I think that's a tremendous, something to be commended you on. That, I mean, we all work, so we know that the pressures of work and to be able to take out time to learn something is really takes a lot more commitment than an 18-year-old enrolling for an undergraduate program. And we respect that, and we'll make sure that your time with us is worth the while. All that we expect really from you in return is your commitment. Learning is a two-way sports, right? You also have to play ball. You have to give it the time and effort. Just merely enrolling and paying the fee would not be enough. And you're all mature enough to know that. So on our part, we will make our best effort to make the learning engaging. On your part, we expect you to put in the hours and the work required by attending the sessions and outside the sessions. The program has been really designed for 6 hours of live interactive sessions broken up into 3 or 2 sessions. And we expect you to only do about 5-6 hours of, your own practice work. If you do more, even better. But if you do that, I think you'll find tremendous value in the program. And more importantly, you will enjoy the journey. And unlike, a physical campus college, you will find a very interesting cohort where you'll find people ranging from 18 years of age to 60, maybe plus. You will find, learners from names of cities, perhaps people like us living in Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore haven't heard of. And that enriches the learning experience, what you will get at And versus the traditional setup. So wish you all the very best. Happy learning. the fact that you enrolled, you're already halfway there. And, just enjoy the process, and, it will transform your career. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jitin sir, for your words of wisdom and inspiration. Dear learners, I hope you all will keep these words close to your hearts as you undertake this challenging yet fulfilling journey. Today, we also have with us and mentor, advisor, and design veteran, Mr. Shiva Vishwanathan sir. In a career of 30 plus years, Shiva sir has led design teams and reputed companies like Brand Union and Ogilvy Pennywise and NID alumnus. He has also founded Brand User Experience Studio Apparatus Media Lab and co-founded Catenate, where he currently serves as the CMO. He is also the director of Design UP Design Up UX conference. He has been instrumental in designing the UX UI courses at an academy. When mentoring, Shivasa brings to everyone, every course session not only is invaluable experience and immense expertise in UX UI design, but also his infectious enthusiasm. So I would like to invite you, Shiva sir, to share some of your wisdom for our learners as they embark on their journey of design learning.
Thank you. Thanks, Tom. Let me share my screen very quickly. Just give me a couple of minutes and there you go. All right. To start with, welcome. I think it's a seventh cohort. As Jitin has mentioned earlier, it feels like the time is short, but the work is a lot. But like it's fantastic. The way I mean, I'm proud. I'm sitting here proud that I've been involved with something that's grown to this big. It's always heartening to welcome people into the design fold because I've been there for a while, and it's good to have company. I think it's great if more and more people join this fold so that we can hold hands together and make this a better world to solve some human problems as we go. It doesn't matter whether it's a communication problem, whether it's a technology product that's got to be made to work better for people, or whether it's a spatial problem that has got to be useful and usable for people, right? Like so. With that, let me start my talk by welcoming you guys, and then hopefully we'll meet pretty soon. I do a smattering of courses here and there, so I will meet some of you soon, especially the students in graphic design and in user experience design. Today, what I want to talk about is that how is this going to change you? This course is going to change you. It is going to 100% change you. It change you in a lot of positive ways. The only thing that, like Jitin said, Dr. Jitin said, it's important that there are two hands to clap. It's important that we do as much as you do, so that we can actually see a change that's kind of comparatively positive, right? It goes further. It takes you to a more progressive and a better place. Let me actually talk a little bit about what are the changes that you're going to see in yourself. The first thing that you will see is that you will see the importance of switching places. What do I mean by switching places? As a designer, what you will learn is to become more and more human, which essentially means that you will actually start seeing like how other people see. It start feeling like how other people feel, which essentially means, in a way, you're switching places. We will be putting ourselves in their shoes and truly feel what they feel in order to create really meaningful solutions. And that's the first one. The second thing that you will learn to do is to be a strong individual. I think it is, you got to understand that design is achieved out of skills which are tactical, which is actually to make and to think. When that thinking and making works together, you create fantastic solutions of sort. And that's something that you've got to kind of keep in mind. You can create outstanding solutions for human problems that can make this world we are living in a better place, like I said. But for that, being a great, knowledgeable, tactically good, conceptually good individual is important, and you will become one, right? The third point that I want to talk about is that constantly we are trying to make things simpler as designers. It doesn't matter what you're working on. Communication has got to be simple. In user experience, the technology product has got to be simple. In spaces, the way in which you enter, you use, and you actually interact with that space has got to be simple. So another crucial aspect of design is that simplicity. It may seem easy. It may seem like it's a word that has got, it's an adjective that is easily achievable, but creating something simple is actually quite complex. You've got to use tools, processes. It involves stripping down all the stuff that is unnecessary to make it work harder and maintain the effectiveness and the usability of something, right? So simplicity is complex, and that is the third part. You will be good at it. You will be great at it at the end of this course. While I said the individual is important, it is important to understand that you will never work as a silo. You will never work alone as an individual. You will be working with business teams. You will be working with other technology professionals. You will be working with the architects, civil engineers. You will be working with marketeers. And you will be working with business people who will know the domain, the reason, the return of investment, and they will demand you to do the return of investment. So it's important to kind of learn to work together to solve problems that are a singular common goal that you have with these other teams. You will learn that while you do this stuff, because collaboration is key. When you have a set of skills, a diverse set of skills that is usable and useful for the larger profitability and goodness of the world, it doesn't matter whether it's an institution, whether it's an organization, whether it's a startup, it's that will be in demand as a part of a larger team, and you will learn how to work as a collective together. The last one, I don't want to bore you guys too much. The last one that I want to talk about is this. It's not necessarily a standalone by itself. It's a culmination of everything that we have. What is becoming a curious, diligent human is what it'll eventually make you do. But what is curiosity? Curiosity is a fundamental trait of a design person, I think, who will actually look around and seek the potential way in which you perceive a problem, right? Like, it doesn't matter what the problem is. It is probably the space that you have to create something interesting and good. It's probably about communicating about the seriousness of a climate change. It's probably about making a product, a digital product that you use on a daily basis, work harder. But that curiosity of actually finding all the issues that make people not do it the way they should be doing is important for us to start with. The second thing is diligence. Diligence, because great solutions come in, it's important that great solutions have a great quality of delivery, usage, delivery, a great experience. It doesn't matter whether it's a space again. It doesn't matter whether it's a communication piece again. It doesn't matter whether it's a user experience piece again. It's got to feel like a great experience. And that needs diligence, because all the stuff that I mentioned is made of multiple moving parts. Small things like you go to a cafeteria, where should the menu be placed? What should be the plate be? What should be the wall in front of where you sit so that you feel satiated after probably a cup of coffee and a snack. These are things that probably an interior designer would be bothered about. If you actually look at a communication thing, what should a magazine contain? What should a book and a brochure contain that is compelling enough and cohesive enough to make me or persuade me to seek for that information, to seek for that essential thing that piece is trying to make me do, right? That is diligence. The last one is human. Eventually, we are designing everything. We are putting together for a bunch of people like you and I. So if the emotive quality is missing and we are mechanically putting things together, it won't work. So we've got to be and become curious, diligent human beings. And that's the last one. In conclusion, I think design is not about creating visually appealing products or just things that look good. It has got to work good too. So it's about solving problems, real problems for real people like you and I. By embracing this idea of like empathy, collaboration, simplicity, and human centricity, we can make a significant change in whatever little we do. We can make a significant change for ourselves and for the environment right around us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So be sure to use them to navigate through your course journeys, dear design travelers. And now I would like to invite our head of academics, Ms. Prachi Mittal, to introduce our mentors and rest of the AND community. A designer, educator, and researcher with 20 plus years of industry and academic experience, Prachi ma'am's practice spans the discipline of product design, social design, publication design, and design management. Her expertise lies in curriculum development, strategic use of education and technology, and academic processes for design education. A graduate from NIFT, New Delhi, she has also completed a PG certification in higher education from Kingston University in London. I invite you, ma'am, to please take the proceedings forward.
Thank you, Prishita. It is always very uncanny to hear about yourself. Good evening, everybody. The start of a new cohort is always an exciting time for us in the academic team because it is a chance for us to better ourselves and take one more step forward in our pursuit of excellence. I know that the decision to enroll for this course has not been an easy one for you. There must have been moments of doubts, second guessing, maybe even sleepless nights. But I'm so glad that despite of all of that, you decided to move forward. With this one step, you have displayed your commitment towards your future, and I share your excitement and nervousness at starting something new. In all my life, the greatest and most rewarding journeys have been that of learning. So congratulations for making this choice. Please know that we accept this responsibility of facilitating your learning journey very sincerely. You are at the center of everything we do at AND. You're indeed embarking on a thrilling journey. So let us meet those who are going to be your co-travelers on this journey. Let's meet the design experts who will be your guides and mentors, and a very committed support team who are the invisible pillars of our ecosystem. So I'm going to request my colleague Shubha to share her screen and a video, and let's meet your community. you, Shubha. I hope all of you are excited to meet this big, vibrant community, not only the ones that you saw in the video just now, you're also joining 200 plus and alumni and 300 plus and learners from other batches. That's how big your community is right now. And you've just become part of it. And it's going to grow as we get new batches and new people will join us. This community is growing. And just before today's ceremony, Jitin and I were discussing that how big a community we have become in such a short time. A new phase of learning has just begun for you. And we all know that the journey ahead is going to be full of ups and downs. So I have a few requests. Approach this course with the spirit of adventure and inquiry. Shiva has already touched upon this a little. Don't let your inhibitions stop you from asking a question, however basic it may seem. Don't let the successes and failures of your past keep you from trying something new. Don't let the fear of failure stop you from exploring. Let go of your skepticism, get rid of your preconceived notions, and make way for things to reveal themselves. That is how I have discovered the joys of learning, and I welcome you, invite you into this space of exploration. At times, you will find that you're not where you want to be. Despite several tries, you have not made much progress with an assignment, with a project. There may be many different reasons for it. And that can seem demotivating, disappointing. But remember that this does not mean that you're stuck. It just means this is where you are right now, where you stand today. It doesn't mean you'll be here forever. Getting to a better place takes time and it does not come easy. This work is hard and you can do it. I know that. So when despair and doubt hits you, all you have to do is focus on one small thing that you can do right then on that day. Take that one step. That's all we ask. And slowly, one step at a time, you will get closer to where you want to be. Every effort you will make will add up over a period of time. So it's important to be at it, stay consistent. And I have seen that those who are determined to succeed are the ones who are destined to succeed. So finally, while on this journey of design learning, don't forget to have fun. At AND, we have committed ourselves to joyful working. We work hard, very hard. We challenge ourselves and push the boundaries of our abilities every day. But in all of this, we never stop having fun. In the next few months, let's do what we love and do a lot of it. As mentors, we are excited to explore things with you and learn along with you in this journey. We are one. So stay focused, be curious, stay consistent, and allow yourself to be surprised. I wish you the very best in this journey. Okay, Prishita, back to you, and you can probably let us know the coordinates for the next session.
Okay, so as this first session draws to a close, I would like to warmly welcome each and every one of you once again to An Academy. Let's embark on this promising learning journey together, knowing that with dedication, with hard work, with unwavering determination, success and your design career transformation is not a question of if, but rather a matter of when. So I wish you all all the best for the exciting times ahead. So before we take a 10 minutes of break, I would like to request you all to just switch on your cameras so that we can take a group photograph for this orientation program.
So, Prishita, I'll stop sharing my screen so that you can get
Yeah,
a
sure.
photograph. We're going to wait for your cue.
Yeah.
Yes.
One second.
It's a large gathering today. And it will be good for all of you to just sort of scroll and see your new community?
I'm actually not able to make everyone in one box. It's just your screen
Okay,
showing the big one.
yeah, doesn't
Okay.
matter, Prashita. You can take multiple
Okay.
shots
Okay,
and
sure.
stitch it up, and we'll share it with all of you.
Okay.
Prashita, are we done? Can we?
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
there are not a multiple screenshot. Yeah, done.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you, everybody. But we're just taking a short now 7-minute break, and we'll see you in at exactly 8 p.m. on the same link. Don't exit. Just put your cameras and mic off. Take a small bio break, and we will wish Jitin and Shiva a good night. But the academic team and the student support team is going to stay on, and the next 1.5 hours is going to be a lot of information being shared by the academic team about how things are going to be in the next few months that you're going to be with us. So bring all your ears and all your attention, because important information is going to be shared with you. Make yourself a cup of coffee if that's what you would like, or tea, whatever is your preference. So we're going to see you in at 8 p.m. And if you have a question, I see a couple of you raising your hands. You can put it in the Q&A tab and I'll answer that. In the interest of time, I'm not taking any questions right now, right? We'll take it at 8 p.m. Okay, welcome back. And if you're back with us, put a hi in the chat or raise your digital hand. Raise your digital hand. Then we'll know that you're back with us. Raise your digital hand. Just raise your digital hand. Let's do a show of hands. Wonderful. And good to have your cameras on. We are getting to know each other, and important to know how, faces and names together. Okay, so I see some hands going up, 45 of you. Let's see more. If you're here and with us and back and not just logged in, keep your hands, digital hands, raised. But keep yourself on mute. Okay. Waiting for more hands to go up, because we do need everybody's attention when we start. If you're back with us, just raise your digital hands. Digital hands. Not a clap, not this thing, just raise your digital hands. Okay, half of you are still not back with us. Okay. Tavleen, I think we can begin. And may I request everybody to lower their hands now? Just lower your hands and we will begin. Those who are with us and those who
All right. So I think everybody read that what you get out of school depends on what you put in it, right? So I think it's a good idea when we are beginning with your interaction with the academic team, right? So let's do a quick feeling check. How is your mind? How is your body? And how is your heart? You can write it on the chat box and tell us that how are you feeling? How is your mind? How is your body? And how is your heart?
So just take 10 seconds, look inwards, check how your mind is feeling, how your body is feeling, and how your heart is feeling, and put it up for us in one single message. So tell us mind this, body this, heart this. Okay, we're looking at the chat and we're waiting for everybody's responses. Come on.
Mind is calm, tired. Mind feels excited. Body feels energetic, yet a little painful, and heart feels satisfied. Nice. Peaceful, relaxed, and excited. Mind is confused, body is good, and heart feels full of gratitude. Wow. Body, little fatigue. Mind is calm, and heart is excited and nervous. All right. Mind is curious, body is great, and heart is happy because you're trying to follow your passion now. Very good. All right.
There are a couple of nervous hearts as well,
Yeah.
which is also fine. Which is also fine.
And I see a lot of happy hearts.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, now we're not doing any speech bazi, okay? Huh? So we all can be a little relaxed, and the formal part of the evening is over. This is now you're amongst your own, where these are the people that you're going to interact with every day. Okay, wonderful. Great. So you can keep putting in these things. And now is the time for you to also start interacting with us. There are going to be some questions that we're going to throw at you guys, and we want answers from you. There are two ways of doing that. If you want to answer using your mic, then you raise your digital hand, and then one of us will take your name, and then you can speak. Or if you want to reply in the chat, you can do that. Okay. So there's going to be some questions that we're going to be throwing throughout the session. Be ready to answer. Okay. So Tavleen, let's
move on to the agenda for today. Yeah. So this is what all we are going to cover today. We are going to understand what is our course handbook. We're also going to understand how we will teach you and how will you be learning, right? About your software track and assessments and evaluation. Yes, in the online learning also, assessments play a major role. And of course, your placement support. So all these things are we going to cover today. Let's moving on. We'll understand. Okay, so there are two questions in front of you. Where can you access your course handbook and what does it include? I'm sure you must be wondering what is our course handbook, and some of you must have got an email also, right?
So who wants to tell us where can you find the, oh, okay, there's an answer in the chat. More answers. Canvas. Wonderful. Canvas. I'm so glad. Excellent. And what all does it include? Now, who's going to answer that? Let's have somebody answer that. Unmute and answer it. Put your hand up, and then let's hear what all does the
system.
Yeah.
LMS learning management system. You will learn everything there.
I can't really understand very well. Okay, Ayushi, go ahead. I see a digital hand raised. Ayushi, go ahead, unmute and yeah.
I think we'll have our course timetable, our evaluation, assignment submission, and about the module tracker. And we'll also have our software tracker, software schedule, software and supplies about the course book. And
okay, you are talking about Canvas. We are asking about just the handbook. And that's the right answer for Ayushi has given for all that you can find on Canvas. But Tavleen is inquiring about what can you find inside the handbook? Has anybody explored the handbook?
We'll have a course timetable.
Okay.
Module software, yeah. Module tracker. And we'll
that
also
you will find in the handbook. Okay, that's okay. It's okay. Let's see if Abha, you want to take a go at it? Please go, Abha. You'll have to unmute yourself, Abha.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am,
tell
there
me.
is a timetable, course schedule, and the course aims, course introductions, and the time-wise schedules.
Okay. There's a lot of other things as well. And let's just very quickly go and see what all, right? So this is your Canvas dashboard, and you will find your, sorry, here. This is your course handbook tile. Once I open that tile, inside you will see a whole lot of information. And this is your go-to place tomorrow when you need any kind of information regarding your course and regarding your, not your day-to-day things, but regarding your policies and all of that, right? Back to you, Tableen.
Right. So for all the courses, we have all the information here, and I think this is something that is worth exploring. Yeah. And yes, you have the information about who all will be your mentors, the faculty team, and how is your schedule planned in terms of the classes. The important dates also have been marked here. So you can have a note on, okay, this is where we start and this is where you will be, towards this time, you'll be ending your particular, the certificate level or the diploma level that you're talking about. Yeah.
And then there are
Also,
all
we
these,
have, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So in the, there are different sections to this. And if we talk about section B, it tells us about what all do we include in terms of your, what all learning supplies that we are talking about here. So yes, some of the digital platforms that you're going to use, the information about that. Then, of course, the section C talks about the assessment and evaluation criteria. You can have a look on that and see that, okay, what all parameters are we going to mark you on? And section D finally talks about certain policies, as Prachi ma'am was mentioning. So yes, then of course, we have also shared the contact details of the academic team and the student assistance team. So you can always have a look there. And we'll also be talking about in the future slides, when is it then you can, when is it that you would require to contact us or the student assistants or the course assistance team. Yeah. So that's about the course handbook. Now, when you see all these three words here, I think, Soumya, would you like to come in and talk about more?
Yes, sure, Tableen. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Because you all seem so energetic and excited, let us channelize your energy and let me throw one more question at you. What do you think active, interactive, and collaborative learning is? So again, you can raise your digital hand or you can put it in the chat, whatever you're comfortable with. What do you think active, interactive, and collaborative learning is?
Yeah, we're all very proud of the fact that and this is what we do: active, interactive, collaborative. So, okay, somebody's talking about participation, teamwork, learning from each other. Yeah. And there are two hands also raised, Soumya. Faizan, you want to tell us what do you think it is?
Yeah, sure. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
So active in the sense you have to be you have to stay focused, like what has been taught and what has been shared on screen, and you have to note everything down, and so that everything goes into your mind properly. Interactive in the sense you have to communicate with your like tutors and also the members you are learning with, so that you don't get tired or bored. Your mind is not somewhere else. And collaborate, as I said, collaborate with your colleagues, like your team members or class members with whom you are learning. So basically, collaborative learning is that.
Right. Okay, great. I think, Faizan, you've summed it up really well. In the interest of time, I think all of you have also given very good answers in the chat. So it is being active, not just listening, but also participating, making things, interacting with not just your mentors, but also the rest of the peers who you will be working with, and then collaborating. So you're not working in isolation or alone, you're working with a group of people a lot of the times. So with design, I think we would have, whoever would have taken your interview, even your counselors would have told you at some point that you cannot learn design by simply listening or watching. You learn it by doing, by making mistakes, by constantly questioning your decisions, thinking about what has worked, what has not worked, asking a lot of whys, right? And then trying different things the next time. So being hands-on, getting your hands dirty, really. So when we talk about doing, let us now look at some of the things that you will really be doing as a part of your course. So as a part of this doing, you will not just be creating, but you may be observing your surroundings, a subject that you're given or working on, making things by hand or on your digital screens, discussing and sharing ideas, presenting research, reflecting, so thinking about a lot of things, a lot of your decisions, what went wrong, what went right, testing your ideas, evaluating them, recalling a lot of concepts, thinking, asking a lot of what ifs. What if I did it this way? What if I did it that way? Investigating. So these are some of the things that you will be doing as a part of the course, right? Okay. Now, in a short period of time, how do you think we will make all of this happen? So, like you may have heard or heard us say before, all our courses are very well structured and planned, right? So, let us look at what this means for you. How do we make you do so many different things in a short period of time? So,
there's just a little bit of lag at my end. That's why my
Sure.
thing is moving a little slow. But
No
yeah,
problem.
carry on. Sorry about this. Yeah.
No problem. Okay, so we came up with this structure called the Keel model, right? And it's a cycle of learning that you're going to go through as a part of this course. So anytime we introduce a new concept to you, you're getting to know something new, right? So you may get to know about it through either a presentation or a lecture, watching a video, reading about something. Then we make you explore that new idea. We don't just leave it at that lecture. So you explore that idea through discussions, through research, reading up more, through practice tasks where you try these new concepts. Then you try to apply and test these ideas, right? That I now know a little bit about this concept. Let me try to apply it in a project and see what happens. And then you go through that thinking and reflecting cycle. What worked, what did not work, how do I make it better? There's a round of feedback that your peers will give you, your mentors will give you, and you're able to create your own unique understanding of a concept. And it's not just an understanding that a mentor sort of transfers or gives away to you. And in the middle of all of this, you also keep constantly looking back at any concept that you're taught, so that you don't forget it, so that you keep recapping this concept. And that is how we ensure that you really understand the application and the relevance of whatever we're teaching you. All right.
Sorry, I just wanted to come in and let students know that you can see all of this in your handbook also. So you can read more about it. It's important for you to know how you're going to learn, right? So section A of the handbook has it, and you can see that on this page, right? What Soumya has just explained to you, there are details. So I really invite all of you to be involved, informed learners and know what is happening with you, and be informed customers as well, right? You've paid us for this education. It's your right to know all of this. So the handbook please do explore, right? And it's going to be here for you. Back to you, Soumya.
All right. So we'll talk a little bit more about it further during the presentation. But for now, with each passing module in your course, you learn and grow. So any concept that you're taught, say fundamentals of design, which is your module 1, irrespective of your courses, will be repeated at a higher complexity at every module. So with every passing module, you're growing in mastery of the same concepts. You learn to apply the same concept in a more complex situation with each passing module. You also add more concepts to that existing concept that you've learned. Okay, so that also means while you're learning the same concept again and again at a growing mastery and a growing complexity, if you miss your fundamentals or if you miss a topic during the course, there is a gap that also keeps transferring during this spiral, right? So it is important to stay on track and keep up with the classes, because we are a fast-paced course at the end of the day. You will see that in a couple of sessions, if you miss them, you tend to miss on a lot of information in those 2 or 3 sessions, right? So be on top of your schedule, and yeah, that's the way. Like, be consistent to be able to get through it. Now, to speak a little bit more about what this looks like for you at a student end, let me invite Shubha ma'am, and she will talk a little bit more about that.
Thank you, Soumya. Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. So, for you as a learner, this is how a module is actually going to look like. A lot of times you will be given some prep work for certain concepts. Then later there might be a lecture or demo or a presentation around it. So that is basically get to know phase, where you are being given knowledge about a certain concept. Later, we make you do a lot of activities in class that revolves around the same concept. So basically, you are exploring that topic. It means you're trying to understand that concept at a much deeper level. That is what learning by doing is. Then another aspect of this explore phase is working on a lot of practice tasks. So that these practice tasks are given to you to work on, so that you work or explore that particular concept in a more focused manner. And finally, you later on apply the same concepts that you have learned and gathered for your portfolio project, which is a step-by-step process basically. And with all of this of getting to know, exploring, and applying phases, we are constantly looking back, reviewing, and actually reflecting upon everything. So there's constant correlation going on between each and every phase. At this point, I would quickly like to show you how our session page looks like on Canvas.
Shubha, I'm just going to interrupt this for a minute. I really request all of you to focus on the information we are sharing with you right now. If you spend time, this time, telling us that no groups are visible on my MS team, or this is not happening, or that is not happening in the chat, then what you're doing is that you're not being able to understand what is being shared with you right now. There is a time where we will take all of those things as well. Just be patient with us, bear with us. Well planned, right? So we'll get to that stage, right? Right now, if you want, you just hold your questions, note them. If you want, you can put them in Q&A, but really I would request you to focus on what we are sharing with you right now. Okay, don't divide your attention. So back to what Shubha was sharing. She's talking about how you climb the ladder in a module. So right now, none of you have been added to a module. You will be added to it immediately after this session, and it will appear on your Canvas, just as you saw on the dashboard, right? This is the Canvas dashboard. You probably have course handbook, software track, and learning supplies. All of you have. You will start seeing more tiles with every module that you will study. You will get like, a tile like this, a tile like this. Okay. It's going to come live on your canvas after today's session. And that is how it is going to look. What Shubha has just explained. Once you go inside that tile, this is how you will get the module overview, assessment, and all of that. Shubha, you can explain this, and then I'll have the session planner as well, right?
So this is how a module tile is like. When you enter a module, this is how it is going to look. You'll have all important documents on top. Then each week you have separate 2 sessions. So every week your session pages are getting published, and you'll be able to see those session pages. It's written session 1.1, 1.2. Then also the practice tasks are mentioned separately. So these are all the activities and sessions. This is how your session page is going to look like. So after you'll see that we have the agenda and all the Miro links that you require right at the top for your convenience. Then we start with the getting to know phase, where we have a presentation right now, you can see. Then once the presentation is over, you see an activity. So all the activities come in purple color, so you will be able to easily recognize that it talks about an activity and what we need to do. We give instructions here. And then later on at the end, we give you after hours tasks, which is also called self-managed study time. So these are the take-home activities that you have to work on. And when you click here, we always provide you detailed instructions and everything as to where you can find the instructions to work on it. You'll also find learning supplies on each session page. The important learning supplies that we feel are important to in terms of the concept that we are teaching at that time in this session. So those are also attached at the bottom. So we have this full page already planned for you. It's very important to go through these pages. This is an example of a practice task. So you can see the purple let's explore color over here. And we are giving what we need to do in the activity, how it needs to be done, what all steps you need to follow. So all the detailed instructions are there, and we give clear instruction about what kind of deliverables we are expecting from you. So these are so many different ways we are actually trying to give you knowledge and helping you climb the ladder step by step. So
but you have to climb the ladder step by step. Yeah. If you miss a step, then what happens? Then you get pain in your knees. Okay. Because then you'll have to jump 2 steps and cover up. So you remember that. I'm not going to let anybody forget that today. Okay, Shubha, please continue.
All right. So moving ahead, I would just like to say that our course comprises of 2 main components. One is the live sessions, where you are there with the instructor and we gain knowledge and we apply that knowledge. And then we have self-study component or after hours, where you're working on your own, whether it's in terms of the practice tasks or the project or prep work, or maybe some reading and software practice on your own. So furthermore, we'll talk about how our course has been designed. So our course has been designed almost like a sandwich, where we give you the bread as the base, and then you can keep building that sandwich with whatever condiments and veggies and meat that you want to put based on your appetite. So you can make it as heavy a sandwich as you want. You can keep adding the cheese, the vegetables, the onion, the meat, and whatnot to it. You'll see that we love adding food analogies at end. This is just one of the example. So, but yeah, the course is like that. It is customizable as per your learning appetite. So moving forward, we'll take you through some of these slices of what the sandwich is actually made of. So this is what a typical live session plan looks like for you, and try to relate it to the Canvas page that you just saw. So there is a recall or review of previous work. Then we have a presentation or demo, followed by some class activities. after which we have a discussion or feedback on the activity itself. We discuss what was done. So we are kind of closing that concept for you. And finally, we have briefing for our after hours. I would really like to invite Ruchika ma'am, and so like I would like to know what would be her tips, like what tips she would want to give to you guys regarding the review section that we have.
Thank you, Shubha, and hello, everybody. So for the recall session, I think what we try to do is we try to identify a certain set of good practices. We try to get you to recap on the things that you've already learned, and we try to look at scope of improvement as a bulk, because it happens many times that you learn from what reviews have been given to others. So we try to make it a bulk review as much as we can, and we try to let you go back to the things that you might have learned in your previous sessions. Having said this, you will have to make sure that this is not a private tuition. You will have to keep yourself on your toes with your work at all times. So we will give you individual attention as well, but try to be responsible for your own learning.
Also,
Thank
Ruchika,
you.
I just wanted to add at this point that, see, the time is short, in 3 hours, and there are many things to be done. So what the teachers normally do is that they will pick out examples from 4-5 students' work and give a feedback on that, right? There is a separate time where for a particular assignment or at a particular step in the project, you will also get a chance to get a one-on-one mentoring. But if you want to get a one-on-one feedback every day, then you can imagine with 25-30 of you, all 3 hours will go in only giving feedback and no more new learning will happen, right? But just be assured that the teachers take care that during this time they are pulling out good examples so that everybody gets their help, right? So be careful about that. Okay, back to you, Shubha.
Yes, ma'am. So next I would like to invite Tavleen ma'am to give us some tips regarding the interactive presentation section that happens.
Right, thank you. So I think like pretty much like now, it is not going to be a monologue. Please don't think that, that's why you can just listen to the recording and go back and listen to the presentations. That's not the case. Interactive presentation will involve a lot of discussions, and we will want to know that what are your thoughts on a few concepts that we are going to introduce you to, right? So if you don't want to be in a FOMO zone, then you should better, attend all the classes, all the live sessions. Yeah.
Thank you, Tavleen ma'am, for that wonderful tip. Kirti ma'am, would you please give us some tip regarding the class activity and the discussion that follows?
Yes, welcome everyone. Thank you, Shubha. So I think when I talk about activities and discussion, I have 3 tips for you, and they are very simple. So if you kind of follow that, then I think you're through the whole process of the learning journey and all the live session that you will be having. So the first one is that participate and share. So by that I mean that be proactive in discussions and activities, share your ideas, and listen to others to enrich your learning experience. Okay, then the second one would be do not hesitate to ask questions. Like, you should ask questions for, to see clarity. So I would suggest that analyze, evaluate ideas to understand concepts thoroughly. So I think it's sometimes we kind of, refrain from asking questions, but it is a great learning tool, like when we ask questions and don't hesitate. And the third and the most important one, at least here when we are saying that we are, when we follow active, interactive, and collaborative learning, by that I again mean that we should work together. Like from the beginning, I would suggest you to start doing this and practicing it, that collaborate with your peers to get different perspectives, reflect on your feedbacks and your experiences to continuously improve your understanding and your skills. Okay, so all the best. And yeah, thank you.
Shubha, I want to add to what Kirti has said. Great tips from Kirti. In the class itself, it's not a lecture. As you can see, only that yellow band is somewhat like a lecture, right? The way we are doing what we are doing right now, right? But the purple band, the class activities, when you are expected to work. Now, sometimes you think that, अच्छा अभी खाना खा लेते हैं, अभी कुछ और कर लेते हैं, online है, and activity we'll do later. Actually, it will erase the learning from the yellow section from your brain. Yeah, there is a science behind this process. It's not just because we want to make you work or whatever. There's a science behind this process of learning, that when you come to know something new, if you don't try it out, it will erase out of your memory, right? Also, when you try it out the first time, you are going to make a mistake, or it's not going to be excellent, right? So if you skip that and you think that acha bhi I'll directly do it in the portfolio project, so what you are doing is that you're delaying that mistake. It's going to happen now in the portfolio project, right? So the class activity is that time when, when we used to learn cycling and there used to be those supporter wheels that used to be there. Before you take the supporter wheels off and you go cycling all by yourself. So the class activity, practice tasks are that time where the support wheels are on, right? So you don't want to start by taking the support wheels on when you work on the main project, right? So be careful about that. Back to you, Shubha.
Thank you, Prachi ma'am. Thank you, Ruchika, Tavleen, and Kirti for these tips. I'm sure it's going to help the learners. For the briefing and demo, I would like to say that always keep your canvas open when we are giving you any briefing or any demo, and read through the canvas. And if you have any questions, ask us. Like, don't come back to us later on, ki ma'am, we couldn't understand, so we didn't finish the task. That is going to defeat the whole purpose of that session for you. So do not let that happen, okay? So in addition to the plan, we also have a lot of masterclass and guest lecture that are hosted for all of our land and learners. There will be mentoring or studio sessions where you'll get a chance to get a one-on-one feedback from the instructor. This usually happens when you enter a portfolio project, and when your instructor feel that you need some kind of feedback, then these kind of sessions happen. Apart from that, there will be sessions that is completely led by you, which means that you will be giving presentation for some research work or prep work or some other project that you have taken on. So these are the slices of the bread, that is the live session. Then I'll make you go through all the different condiments that you can add to between those bread slices now to make a wonderful knowledge sandwich for yourself. Okay, so of course there are practice tasks and stir your thoughts, where you will find where you are actually reflecting back upon the sections and the concepts that you have learned. Then we have an exhaustive list of learning supplies for you, where you will find a lot of reading, a lot of watching material that we have actually curated for all of the concepts that we are going to teach. You have access to this on Canvas, so please do make use of that. You have a learning supplies Canvas style that you have been added to, so you can get a lot of reading and watching supplies from there. Apart from that, you have this there are some prep work that we might make you work on for some of the activities or projects that we are going to undertake. So that should be done and attempted for those students who struggle with software, and also for those students who are on the other spectrum that they want to go to the advanced level of the software. We have software tutorials on Canvas also. You have already been added to the software track on Canvas. I really hope you guys have gone through this. If not, then do that immediately after this session. So these are all the condiments that you can add. And Tavleen ma'am, could you please share some any extra steps that they might work on to add to that condiment?
So Shubha ma'am, as you know that, there are always students who say, ma'am, we are done. We are done with the task that you had given us. So for them, we always have certain extra steps or some extra miles to run on, so that if you are done, then we have work for you also, right? So yes, we have planned it in a manner that, okay, this is a mandatory thing that everybody is supposed to do. But if you are done and if you really want to move that extra mile, then you can have a look on these extra steps.
Thank you. So you see, like, so just attending the live sessions and not working on any of the self-study components and skipping all of the condiments, it's like just having a dry bread, which is, trust me, not very tasty and not very filling also for your appetite. So you may learn to talk about the design, but you will not really be able to create or practice it in a professional manner. And I'm pretty sure maximum people, like all of you, have joined this course to learn something out of it, so that you are able to create some design concepts and bring your ideas on like live. So please do make use of everything. And here is a beautiful quote which says, the future belongs to the few of us still willing to get our hands dirty. So by getting our hands dirty, in this case, we mean doing a lot of practice. People who are not scared of doing and doing a lot of work are the people who will find success. So it's very important to practice. So yeah, on that note, I would like to hand over to Ruchika to take you through some of the next steps for this orientation.
Thank you, Shubha. Hello again, everybody. So now you know already that you're supposed to get down and get your hands dirty. Let's look at the time involved that you will be putting in. So if you've taken up any of the part-time courses, you will be putting in 16 to 20 hours for your classes. And besides that, you will be giving us 20 hours, or giving yourself actually 20 hours, at least 20 hours of self-study. We want you to do this so you can come out better and produce the results that you will really be proud of in the end. Whereas if you've enrolled for any of our part-time courses, you will be putting in 6 hours for your classes and at least 6 hours of self-study. Besides this, we would also have you going through a lot of software sessions and a few career service sessions. What I would like to do now is invite Shivani to take us a little bit through the part-time timetable. Shivani.
Thank you, Ruchika ma'am. So good evening, everyone. I would like to give you a quick overview of our part-time timetable. And this is how the part-time table looks. And we will have live sessions on Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m., which you can, see displayed on the screen as well. Additionally, there will be an opt-in software session on Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. The rest of the days are designated for self-study, during which you will complete your assigned tasks and meet your deadlines. On Sundays, we offer a Figma session from 11 to 1. So this is it from my side, and looking forward to see you all. Over to you, Ruchika ma'am.
Thank you, Shivani. Now, if we could please have Shreya for the full-time timetable.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. So this is the schedule for the graphic design full-time course. You will have a session 5 days a week. The timings for your module session will be from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. from Monday to Thursday. And the next would be the 5 to 9 p.m. on Friday for co-curricular sessions. The durations of the module sessions is 3 hours every day, and rest will be your self-managed studies, in which you are going to complete all your assignments and projects. On every Wednesday, you'll be having your software sessions from 7 to 9 p.m. And this is the optional session. So it's an opt-in sessions. So I'll see you in the sessions. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Shreya and Shivani. So if you guys have any confusions regarding what the timetables look like, you will be able to take a look at them post this session. And we have made it a very nice graphic. So I think nobody's going to really have issues once we're done with the session. So you will find them here.
Ruchika, just 1 minute. Let
Yes.
me just show them how it will be. So once you have the module tile published for you, you will be able to go down and see. You'll see a link like this. You click on this, and this is what you'll get. Just give it a minute. Okay, right? So you open this, you get all your term schedules, etc. And here is your timetable. And this is a sheet, the master sheet, that I would really want everybody to bookmark, because you're going to open this every day as long as you're enrolled with us, right? And you'll get a very clear timetable of when what is happening, right? What are we covering? What number of tasks, etc. It's all fully published for you for all the weeks of that module, right? This is also where you will get your tracker, which you will understand once the module starts. We don't want to load you with that information today, but important for you to know that a detailed timetable is available for each one of you. This is for the graphic design batch, but a similar timetable is available for each one of you for every session and what is getting covered in it and so on and so forth. Okay, back to you, Ruchika.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. So now that you're a part of and you know your timetable and you know where to find your stuff, we would like to hear from you about what you think you're supposed to bring in. You can either raise your digital hand or you can type in chat. How will you get ready for your learning?
What all material do you need? What all things that you need? Anybody? You can put it in the chat. You can raise your digital hand. Stationery, somebody's
Okay,
written.
somebody says stationery.
A PC,
Personal
a
computer.
dedicated workspace.
Yes. PC with a good internet connection, so we can see you while we're taking the classes. We can keep interacting with you properly, and you're also able to hear us well. A brain willing to learn. Yes, thank you so much. We understand that you might be tired towards the evening, but this is going to be a very fun, very well-packed 3 hours. So yes, a brain willing to learn would be a very nice thing to carry. Great, I think they're almost there, ma'am.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
We can.
I also want to just very quickly tell you that all this information is also available again in your handbook, section B. What do you need to learn efficiently? Your system requirements, right? The digital platforms we will be using, which Ruchika will brief you about in the next slide. But just to let you know that in section B, you have all of this information in the handbook. Back to you, Ruchika.
So as mentioned, computer, a webcam with a functioning mic, a very stable internet connection, a mobile phone with a camera, because you will be doing a lot of exercises that you will need to take pictures from and upload on a platform that we're going to look at later. Stationery and the materials that we will keep updating you with every week as you move on to from one practice task to another. So you can, yes, like Prachi ma'am just said, and she just showed you, you will be able to find all of this on your handbook. So, okay, yes, also I've seen that you guys have, you're very enthusiastic. All of you are, almost everybody has been through the welcome email, like it seems. So I think you already know the platforms we know, we use here, a little bit around about them. Can you please type in the chat or again, raise your digital hands to tell us what platforms you use?
What are the different platforms? Come on, quickly. I'd like to hear now. I'm tired of reading on the chat. Let's have a show of hands. Somebody who's ready to. Okay, yes. Uttam, go ahead. Uttam has raised his hand. Uttam?
Yeah, madam. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
So for online lecture, we have MS online team, and for collaboration work, we have Miro and Canvas for our resources and all the assignment and everything for that.
Wonderful, Uttam. Excellent. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am.
Back to you, Ruchika.
Okay, thank you, Uttam. The platforms you will digitally be living in between with the time that you're with us for are MS Teams, Miro, Canvas, and additionally the Google Drive, because there's a lot of data on the Google Drive for you as well. For detailed info, we have provided a detailed doc. You guys can go through that. And you can, Prachi ma'am is already sharing you. If you take a look at her screen, she's showing you where stuff is located on the Google folders.
So each one of you will have a folder like this, right? One folder, whichever course you are in, you'll have a folder like this, and inside this folder, you have the getting started, where you can get all the documents that how can you start Canvas, Miro, MS Team. These have also been shared with you with your login credentials, but you will get them here as well. As the system requirements as well, you will get. This is also, by the way, the same place where you can get your master sheet, which I had just shown you, which you can access to Canvas also, but it's here as well, right? What we have just shown, the timetable and the master sheet. So it's all here together, right? And Canvas, of course, all of you know, we've just seen the handbook. Miro, you will get introduced to on Monday, and MS Team also. You must have got onboarded. You should be, if you've not completed your login, then you should do that in the next, before tomorrow, right? Back to you, Ruchika.
Okay, so having said all of that, there is a possibility that if you have joined us within the last week, you might not have gotten an email as yet. So keep calm, take a deep breath, meditate like this guy, and the email will find you itself.
Okay, so don't worry.
Now,
sorry, Ruchika. Actually,
yes.
Most of you would have got it before midnight today, right? Unless you are joining or you've still not paid up or whatever. Most of you should get it by midnight. Everybody who joined us before this week would have got it. And you should be able to, using the instructions we have sent you, Canvas and MS Team, you should install and get started with, right? Yes, Ruchika. One last thing I want to show them, Ruchika, sorry.
Yes.
So again, I'm in the handbook, and in section B, on this page, there are tutorials for digital platform, right? In case you're still, actually it won't be a problem, but if you still need help, there are tutorials of how to navigate Canvas, how to set your notifications, all of this, these tutorials, these are video tutorials that we have prepared. You will be able to find them here, right? So support PDFs are in your Google folder, and tutorial videos are on Canvas, right? So it's quite self-sufficient, the system. You should be able to help yourself and get yourself onboarded on Canvas and MS Team. Miro will happen, and even Google folder, Miro will happen on Monday. Okay? Yes, let's move on.
Now, I would like to call in Kajal so she can talk us through the process of getting familiar with all of these softwares.
Thank you, ma'am. Hi, everyone. So as Prachi ma'am already said, some of you might not receive the credential for Canvas login with our teams, right? So this is about the Canvas login credential, which is sent by the student assistance teams. So you can go through it, and they are mentioned the step-by-step following how to log in Canvas, how to install, and everything. And the second mail you all got from the MS Teams regarding our invitation regarding the MS Teams by our IT team. They are mentioned the invitation, how to log in, and please log in the MS Teams and join. We will add you soon on your course style. Thank you.
Okay, Ruchika.
Okay. So you and us, all of us together, we have a thriving online ecosystem that revolves between 4 things. They are your live sessions, self-study, Canvas, and the work you will be putting up on Miro. So, ma'am, if we could take a look at everything again, I think.
Yeah. So here itself, right? And you can see all of this is here, right? And but I just wanted to add, Ruchika, one thing, that it can seem a little overwhelming. So allow yourself some time, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You'll figure it out in all of this, right? But bookmark the Canvas login page, download your MS Team app. When we add you to Miro on Monday, download the Miro app, right? And bookmark your master sheet timetable, right? Do that. That is what will help you, sort of navigate the online space very, very easily, right? And we will talk a little bit more in detail about each of these platforms on Monday, the first session, where your course assistants will take you through step by step for each of these platforms. Okay. Okay, let's move on.
So bring in those 4 things as your academic ecosystem, and to keep your creative juices churning, we have a way forward for you. We have 3 things that you should be with at all times. Keep yourself alert, keep yourself curious, and keep your creativity intact, and wonder and fun are sure to follow. So I think I will now let Shubha ma'am take the stage again and speak to you guys regarding how software learning goes around here. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Rachika. So for software support, these are the softwares that each cohort, each course needs to will be using. For graphic design part-time and full-time, we have Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop mainly that will be used. For PG UX UI, there will be Illustrator, Photoshop plus Figma. Then UX UI certificate and diploma, you guys will be working on Figma, and interior design students will be working with Kuhum and AutoCAD. Moving ahead, so this we have for the graphic design and PG UX students, you all of you needs all of those both of you need to install the software on your system right now, kind of, because we start working on it from our first session itself. There's a self-study component to it. There are tutorials on Canvas that we already showed you, the software track session that is there. Then we also have guided learning, that is the software track session that happens every Wednesday 7 to 9 p.m. With Indrajit sir. And each session there will be a software demo, then there will be some kind of activity that you'll work on, and then there will be some probably some time given to the doubt clearing. So on the software tile track, you'll get a schedule as to when each of the session is happening and for which software it is happening. So these software sessions happen for Illustrator, Photoshop. It starts with Illustrator, then we have Photoshop, then we have After Effects and Figma also. So that is how we help you to learn about these softwares.
Shubha, I just want to add that these are open sessions and anybody from any course. The graphic design students for sure must attend. If you know the softwares, you can skip these sessions, right? And anybody else, including interior design students and UX students who don't need it in their course, but if you want to learn, make use of it, this is available for you. But if you already know, you do not need to sort of attend these, right? If you don't know, but you do want to still learn, you can follow the tutorials and learn. So the choice is yours, right? The support of Indrajit is available, but the choice is yours. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. And I would like to invite Tavleen to come and help us about the design software that we are going to use in interior design.
Yes, thank you, Shubha ma'am. So for interior design, what is going to happen is for the people who have enrolled yourself in the certificate program, we are going to teach you a software which is known as Kuhum. This particular software will be a part of the course. So all those sessions, like you have your sessions, classes planned on Mondays and Thursdays, these will be a part of those sessions. There's one thing about Kuhum is that, there are 4 aspects that we cover in Kuhum. One is generating 2Ds or the floor plans, the elevational drawings, the 3D drawings, and the rendering aspect. So the rendering aspect is something which lies in the paid subscription. So we'll guide you on when that aspect has to be used, and we'll guide you on how can you purchase it. But yes, the purchasing has to be done by you, and it is outside the capacity of AND, right? In the diploma course, we are going to cover a software which is known as AutoCAD. This is something which is available as a free subscription. You don't need to pay for this particular software. And again, this is also a part of your curriculum, the sessions as well. Yeah, so there's no separate day that is assigned for these softwares. Yeah. So thank you, and I think back to Shubhama.
I would like to invite Kajal, who will help us with the UX software support.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. So this is software learning for Figma UI and UX students. So he is the instructor, Ankit Roy sir. He will taught you for Figma classes, which is going to held in on every Saturday, Sundays, 11 to 1 p.m. And you can find the tutorial videos in Canvas as well. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, this is for the certificate and diploma students. They need to do this right away. For the PG UX students, you will learn Figma in your term 2, right? Right now, focus on Illustrator and Photoshop. Okay, let's move on. Okay, the last and the most important section and the most unpleasant section, right? Assessments and evaluations. We didn't like school because of exams. So we actually removed exams from AND, but there is still assessment and evaluation. And as you can see, it's a never ending ladder that you have to keep climbing in your life. And that's what it is at AND as well. Please remember that while there are no exams, there is ongoing submissions and reviews, right? Which means that's why that character was climbing the ladder continuously, right? And that is assessment. And assessments are different from evaluation. Evaluation is when you get marks and all of that, right? So there's very little evaluation will happen at the end of your term, but the assessments happen continuously, which means that after every session, there is something for you to submit. After every session, right? There is something for you to submit, which will be reviewed by your teachers, and you will get feedback for improvement, right? And so don't sort of cheat yourself and not give yourself that opportunity to learn and improve through the feedback of your teachers. And for you to get that, you have to do your submissions on time. So this is how the submissions look like. During the module, you will have class activities, which you will do within the class, right? And submit right then and there on Miro. Then there will be some practice tasks, which you will do as part of your self-study, right? So Monday class happens. There was a class activity. You did that in the class, submitted it. In the discussion, you will get some feedback. After that, you get a practice task, get home in your own time before the next class on Thursday, finish your practice task, or maybe it's not a practice task now, if the module has moved forward, maybe there is some step to be done of your portfolio project, do that. So during a module, all of this keeps happening. In every module, there are several practice tasks and at least one portfolio project, okay? At the end of the module, you will submit your portfolio project and all the practice tasks. We will look at all of that. You will get an opportunity to present your portfolio project work to an external industry expert. So not only do you learn from industry experts who are currently working in the industry and teaching in the evening, for at the end of the module, we bring in somebody else who can give you some more critical feedback on the work that you have done as a conclusion of the module, right? And at that time, you will get some feedback from that person live, and you will also get some written comments, right? So you finish one module, go through the second module, so on and so forth. At the end of the term, you submit all the projects that you have done in that term, and that contributes to your final grade. Okay, so we keep looking at your work and giving feedback to you throughout, almost on a daily basis, and then in a very structured way at the end of the module, right? Don't get into performance pressure at that time. That is what the problem with evaluations is. That's why you don't get marks at that, but you sort of get a rate, like what are your strengths, what are your areas of improvement. That is the feedback that you get, and you should not steal away that opportunity from yourself out of fear of evaluation. Every day, every time that you submit your work, your teacher is not evaluating or judging you, but it is their job to help you with what your strengths are, what your scope of improvement is, and so on and so forth, right? So keep that in mind. And if you keep doing this, you also learn something else which is not part of our learning outcomes, and that is time management and being accountable for your own self, which is a very, very important thing for any professional, right? So this is a long road, right? All the tiny purple dots that you see are all your during the module, the tasks and the intermediate stages of a project that you are doing. So keep doing those. Those are helping you. Remember, Soumya spoke about, or Shubha spoke about, climbing the ladder gradually, right? That's what she was talking about. You keep doing your practice tasks, you keep polishing your learning, and it gets applied in your portfolio project, which your recruiter is going to see in the future. All the red flags are the end of a module. That's when you finish a portfolio project. So with every module, you add one project to your portfolio. You want a good portfolio at the end of the course, you need to keep stacking your projects in your portfolio. You want a good portfolio project at the end of a module, keep working on the practice tasks. It's simple, but like I had said earlier, it requires this consistency. If you do this, you will realize that the evaluation, where you actually get your grades, which happens at the end of the term, will seem like breeze. But if you don't do this, then it is like very quickly you want to climb a 10-floor building. But if you keep climbing these 10 floors bit by bit throughout the term, you will not feel the stress, right? And I know that each one of you has more than one responsibility in your life. This is probably at best the third most important thing in your life. You have a job, you have a family, and then there is this course, right? We are very cognizant of it. So how do you manage that this thing doesn't add to the stress on your plate is that you keep climbing the steps every day. And you will realize by the end of the term that you have reached the top of the 10th floor of the building. But if you don't do this, then on that day when you have to make the submission, you will have to climb up all the 10 floors. Okay, so that is my 2 bit of advice. These are very simple criteria on which we look at your work, right? We check the application of concepts and principles that have been taught to you. We look at how well you have understood and applied the design process. We look at software proficiency, and we look at your communication and presentation skills. We look at these 4 things, and on top, we are mentioning the course engagement, because we believe that if you engage with us every day, I mean, every class, every session, you are entering a very well designed and tested system. The system will ensure that you will reach the end. But you have to enter the system and stay in the system. It's like if you've been on international airports, you have to walk a long way to reach, the gate, the boarding gate. And they have established these travelators, right? Which you can get on. And once you get on that travelator, you reach the other end. That's how the system is. But if you don't get on the travelator, or if you keep getting off the track, then we will all feel sad. Okay? So don't do that. In the handbook again, section C speaks about all of these. So all these things that you see, if I click, you can see that they are clickable links. Every link opens a page and it gives you those details, right? And let me see if I have this. Yeah. Right? How is your work assessed? Right? There is a rubrics for each course. We have very clearly defined. It's not subjective. It's not mujhe kya acha lagta hai, teacher ko kya acha lagta hai, etc. It's a very clearly defined system. I'm just waiting for this to load for you. Okay, right? Remember, on the left side, you see that these are all the criterias that I just mentioned. Application of design principle, design process, software proficiency, skills, right? And then we have clearly outlined what needs to be achieved in order for you to get the exceptional grade or the proficient grade or competent or novice. And I don't want to go to the next one, which is inadequate, which none of us want, right? So we have defined it. You need to be aware of this today. You don't need to understand this today. Please get to this after a month. Today it will overwhelm you. But it is important for you to know that this is there for you, right? When you all will reach the end of your first term, you will see that your teachers will help you navigate this. Okay? But important for you to know that this is there. You are not at the mercy of a teacher's likeness. There is a system to it. Okay? Okay, let's move on. So for your final evaluation, now the 3 scary slides in this presentation. This is the first scary slide. Okay? At the end of the term, you will do your submission. That will lead you to for your evaluation grades. At that time, for you to be even eligible, जैसे college में भी होता था ना, if you have to appear for an exam, you have to have minimum attendance. Then you must have at least 60% attendance. If you have less than 60% attendance, we will not take your submission at the end of the term, because we feel that you haven't engaged sufficiently with the course, and therefore it is not worth spending the time in making an assessment. Okay, you should have completed all your end module submissions. Remember that the drawing of the black path with the red flags and purple dots. The red flags were the module end submissions. Please make sure that you make those submissions on time, right? And maintain your attendance. That's how you become eligible for the end of term submission and evaluation, which finally gives you your certificate, diploma, PG diploma, whatever you have enrolled for, right? And please remember that this is an opportunity to put your best forward. All the other opportunities before this, the end module and all of those have been built in so that you can get feedback to improve your work. Improve your work in the next module. If you want, improve the work of that module as well, based on the feedback. We don't give you marks at that time. The marks are only given at the end of the term, where you have had many opportunities to improve yourself. Up to you to use all those opportunities. Okay? So final award you will get, and just remember that if you want to avail of the placement support, you will need your portfolio. Okay? Without the portfolio, we will not be able to offer you the placement support or the placement guarantee that has been whatever is the part of your course, right? I'm hopping back to the handbook to take you to the next section, which has all our important policies, and they tie up very nicely to this. Your attendance policy, your fee payment policy. In the case you need to pause your course or repeat a module, if you wish to do that. In some cases, there is a possibility to choose your pathway, right? The evaluation rules and regulation, very clearly laid out. In this, you will find provisions for extensions and all the other things that we have spoken about, right? Please go through it. My advice would be, I know this is a lot of information. Use your first month of this course to go over these documents one by one. Like I said, be informed customers. Be informed learners and be informed customers. Jagruk Grahak. You should know what are the rules, policies. There are no fine prints. Everything is out here transparently put for you. These are simple documents. You don't think that these are 20-page documents, which some clause is hidden somewhere in long pages, fine print. No, simple. I can open one and show you very simple one-page document, put in bullet points. But please go through it, right? And with that, I would like to invite our placement support team. Are you here, Azhar?
I am, ma'am. Hello.
Yes.
Good evening to.
Wonderful. Thank you, Azhar, for joining us.
Thank you, ma'am.
And okay, over to you, Azhar.
Thank you. First of all, on behalf of the Career Services Division team, we are equally thrilled to welcome all our learners who are joining today. What we do, who are we? So we are Career Services team. We are a team of 3, including Sachin Pasricha, who heads the department, and sorry.
Azhar, please go ahead. I'll
Yeah, sure. No worries.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we do, we prepare you for the job market. We make the job readiness, and with that, we cover the careers development module. These are tailor-made 6 sessions for you, in which we cover career goal settings, the career pathway, your elevator pitch, how to write it, resume and cover letter, how to build a professional LinkedIn profile, and job scouting, and how using the AI as well. Next slide, ma'am. Yes, apart from the career development module, we help you to interact with the industry through presentations done by the industry, and also help you in the job scouting part as well. Next slide, ma'am. So at AND, academic team and CSD work together to transform your career. As Prachi ma'am has already covered a lot of things in terms of what you will learn and how you will learn. Apart from that, the main point was to build up your portfolio, right? So portfolio development is very much important. If you're looking for your placements, portfolio is a must. Apart from that, a professional communication presentation session that has been taken by the faculty team, and you can opt in for the session as well. Next slide, ma'am. Yes, very important. So to avail the support, firstly, it's very strongly recommended to all of you to maintain attendance. 80% attendance is required. Grades 60% and above, that is merit and distinction. Approved portfolio by the faculty, and approved resume and cover letter. So during the cover letter and resume session that we'll do in the career development module, soon you will be required to submit both, and we will give our comments on that. a one-on-one career session with the CSD team, very, very important and really helpful for both the stakeholder like you guys and us as your career services team, wherein it will be a 45 to 60 minute of a session where we'll be having a conversation regarding your career aspirations and to align you with the right set of the industry. Please note, we do not provide any assistance for any freelance projects. Next slide, ma'am. Yes. So how do we do it? Submit your portfolio, resume, cover letter. Attend a career one-on-one session with the CSD team. Enroll yourself on Superset, which is our placement suite, and just join for the recruitment process, wherein the company presentation, the pre-placement talk, the design talk, the whole process takes place and get offered by the company. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah, so for any queries regarding career, your placements, internships, anything, you can write us at csd@andacademy.com and you will get a reply soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Azhar. So just to remind everybody, the career service module, which is an opt-in module, starts after about 6 weeks or 2 months of your course. We need you to finish at least one of your modules, get settled into the course before the career service module begins. And that happens on Saturdays, right? So this is the long road, right? Which we have set for you. And there are many milestones. There are beautiful fields that you will cross on the way. There are some benches where you can sit and admire that view or interact with your fellow mates. There might be some speed breakers. There might be some bumps on the road. There will be some portions which will be steep, some where you will feel that you are just going down, sliding down. Everything, all of this is there, and you will find support in terms of stuff available on Canvas or Miro or through messages on MS Team, and you will find support in your teachers, in the administrative staff that we have. But finally, this is your road to walk, right? And you will determine the experience of this journey for yourself. Right? And tonight, I would like you to think a little bit about what kind of this journey you would like for yourself. Right? And then I will wish you that I hope the journey that you envisage for yourself tonight is the journey that you get. That will be my prayer and hope for you. Okay? Now let's very quickly, last 5-10 minutes, let's recall you met all of us, and these are your full-time faculty who's here, and then there are loads of other faculty members that you will meet as the module keeps progressing. You've met Shreya, Shivani, Kajal, who are our course assistants. You will meet them again, and there are a few other people also that I want you to meet. So there is, let's look at the 3 course assistants, Shreya, Kajal, and Shivani, and each one of them looks after a different course. So they will tell you which course they look after and when should you reach out to them. Okay, over to you guys. Who's going to begin? Shreya.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So hello again, and this is Shreya, and I'm the course assistant of the graphic design full-time, and I'll be there for you. I'll be the first point of contact, and as you can see on the screen, these are the queries. If you need any queries, if you are facing some issues, then yeah, you can contact me on MS Teams. I'll pass on to Shivani. Shivani, over to you.
Shivani, you're on mute. You're on mute, Shivani.
Thank you, Shreya. Hello, everyone. So I'll look after the course interior design and graphic design part-time. So I'll be also the first point of contact. And if stuck in between for the class schedule, or if you're not going to, initially there there are the chances that you're not finding the things at the right place, you can, reach out to me also. And if you're not finding any information on Canvas, Meet, or MS Team, or you are, finding difficult for your course team or something like that, you also, reach out to me. And apart from that, you can also discuss any challenge you are facing during the class and during the course as well. So now I would like to call Kajal. Over to you, Kajal.
So hi everyone again. So I'm the course assistant for UX UI course, and for the UX UI assistants, reach out to me on MS Teams regarding your classes schedule. If you want confusion to find anything in Google Drive, Canvas, MS Teams, so you can reach out to me. I will assist and get back to you as soon as possible. Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Over to
so
you.
basically, Kajal, Shreya, and Shivani are your first point of contact. Any kind of administrative assistance. They can't answer your design related problems, right? They're not faculty members, but they know the inside out of every document for you, right? They are your friends in this course. Now let's invite Prishita and Leah, who are the student assistance team, who have been in touch with you so far. So over to you, Prishita and Leah, and please let them know how they can contact you and for what.
Hi everyone, I'm Prishita from the Student Assistance team. And along with me, there is Leah in my team. Leah, can you just open your camera and say hi to everyone?
It's actually on. Hi everyone, I'm Leah. So I hope everyone after this introduction will be able to put faces to the names you have been hearing so far. Yeah. So Prishita, if you could read through what we do.
So basically, you can reach out to us if you face, if you want to, if you're not getting the information on your emails, mobile number, or if you want to change your address, if you have any queries related to fee payment, whether it is direct pay or loan process, if you want to pause your course, if you want to upgrade your course, or if anything related to issuance of your diploma, transcripts, awards, and anything. Even if you face some difficulties during the course, you can reach out to us. And if you are unable sometime to, figure out how to connect with your course assistants on MS Teams, then also you can reach out to us. We can help you. We are happy to help you in every situation. If there is get stuck. So you can contact us via the email ID student assistance, and we have shared you the contact numbers as well. There are two contact numbers. The first one belongs to me and the other one belongs to Leah. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, let's welcome Eamon and Gagan, who are our IT help desk. Over to you, Eamon and Gagan.
Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, Eamon, loud and clear.
Yeah, so I'm from IT department. Whenever you feel any difficulty during the login of Canvas or MS Teams, or regarding the group email you're not receiving, you can directly contact us at ithelpdesk@endacademy.com. This is the one point contact. Any time you can just log on this, and we will definitely help you within 8 hours. And let me introduce I think Gagan is here.
Gagan, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. So Gagan and Eamon are very capable IT support, but right now you need to be patient with them because they're two people and you are 200 plus. And if you're contacting them, it might take time to, sort of reach your problem, but it is not because they are ignoring, but it's in their sort of, list.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Eamon, you want to just brief them that how we are going to do this tomorrow?
Yeah, first we are going to take a tech check session from graphic design. It will be 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and then interior design 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. and then UX UI design for 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. So in that we will be explaining how you're going to log in if you are not able to log in right now, but we will brief you each and everything in a detail, how you going to log in the Canvas and MS Teams. And hopefully you will be able to log in that context.
Okay, thank you, Eamon and Gagan. So tomorrow, in case you need support with your Canvas and MS Team login, right? Join the session. Graphic design students join at 10 o'clock in the morning. Interior design students join at 12 o'clock. UX students join at 2:30 p.m. So that's when you can join and get your issues resolved. And you would also have received a Google form from student assistants. And I'm going to request Shreya to just drop the link to that Google form in the chat for everybody. Please respond to it. That's our way of knowing where you are in your onboarding journey. Please do fill it. It's very important for us to know that which student has completed and which student is facing challenge in accessing any of the platforms. Okay. So Shreya, can you just drop the link of that? And then on Monday, we get started with our first class. It'll be from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. That class is also divided into two parts. The first part from 7 to 8:30 p.m. will be on Zoom and all of us together. That's when we will understand all the digital platforms in further detail. So before that class, it is important that for all of you, all the platforms are working. Canvas, MS Team, and Google folder. All three should be working. Okay. So that will be from 7 to 8:30 p.m. So if you are facing a problem, join tomorrow, the IT troubleshooting, get it sorted, have it working for you before Monday 7 p.m. so that you can work with the course assistants during the session to understand how to navigate that. Okay, that's 7 to 8:30 p.m. Then from 8:30 to 10 p.m., we will move the class to MS Team. And that is when you will do your work on Miro. You will get started on Miro. You'll learn how to work on Miro. You will also work in smaller group, only your section of students, not this large group, with your course manager. So that's a good time to get acquainted with your course manager, learn how to work on Miro, and then we get going. All right. So that's it from us. And I'm very, very impressed with our timekeeping. It's 9:29 by the watch, and we were supposed to close at 9:30. So feel free to drop a message for us in the chat. We'd love to hear how you are feeling now. How is your mind, body, soul, or whatever you want to share with us right now. Feel free to leave a message for us, and we'll see you on Monday at 7. And before that, do join the IT team and course assistants tomorrow. So Avni says shook by the schedule. So I don't know what you mean by that. Is it a good shaking or bad, but whatever. Right? Okay, I'm reading through all the messages. Right. And then good night, everybody. And welcome to AND once again. It's going to be a roller coaster ride, but I hope that it will be enjoyable. And very soon you will be then attending your commencements program, and you will feel part of AND fully. Okay. Bye-bye. Good night.